Hi guys, it's Positively Lana, and for the first time ever, I'd like to welcome you to my new YouTube channel. So what we are going to be doing here is inspiring positive change in the world. So I feel like I've been training for this my entire life. So if you're a person who is on your path and know who you are, this will be great for you. If you have no idea where to start, this will also be great for you. And if you think that none of this is applicable to you or that you don't need any of this, great, this will also be for you. So you're probably wondering, how in the world would it ever apply to everybody? Well, stick around and I'll tell you. Alright, so if I were to say that I wasn't nervous at all, I would be lying to you. So let's get that right out of the way, that what you're going to get from me on this channel is going to be as authentic as I can be, because people know in real life that, well, people who know me in real life know that I don't put on a front for anybody, and if you feel that positive energy or that inspiration, it's coming from a genuine place. I also talk with my hands a lot, so that's gonna be a thing that happens here too. So what do I mean by inspiring positive change? That could mean an array of different things depending on where you are in rediscovering or remembering yourself. What do I mean by that? So I truly believe that life is a creative process. We'll get to why I believe that a little bit later in this video. But with that understanding, you're constantly put in situations and experiences that test either who you are or who you are not. And you get to make that decision for yourself as you develop further in life. So for me, I feel like I've been training to share my experience in life with people my entire life, because you name it, I've probably gone through it. And I find that a lot of healers normally have that same narrative, because being able to understand where somebody's coming from normally involves you experiencing that for yourself. And there are a lot of places in life that can put you in a slump or feeling that there's sometimes no hope to come back. And if you're in that position currently, we're going to work through some tools to be able to show you different methods that have worked for me. And if none of them resonate with you, that's perfectly fine. If you know somebody who may find them helpful, please share that content with them. We're just going to have a conversation. Each time I post a video, not only are you going to get value from my personal experiences and tools that have helped guide me, but the value is also you being able to see that I lead by example, and you're going to see me in these videos. There's no faking it, which is why this is so nerve-wracking, because regardless of me knowing who I am, being able to share that with the world, that's the scary part about it. And by scary, I mean there's fear associated with it. In the long run though, there's no need to have it or have that fear, and I'll explain why in just a moment. Okay, so 2021, why start a YouTube now? Why start a YouTube in an already saturated market? Well, that would be because I'm finally ready to step outside of my comfort zone. My comfort zone previously has constantly pushed me to reinvent and evolve in myself, and now I've finally come to the point where no matter what the result is, I'm comfortable with needing to express myself, and if it doesn't resonate with anybody, that's fine. I'm not attached to the way that this ends. I'm not attached to the fact that I already know that so many people are telling their story and that mine may not speak the loudest, but if it speaks to anybody, that's beautiful in itself. And no matter if nobody watches these, I'm still gonna be me, and that freedom from attachment to results is something that I want to be able to share with you guys and show you how I've gotten to this point in my life. So Like I said, on this channel, we're going to be going through tools, even telling you a little bit about myself so you can see where life has brought me, and hopefully that inspires you. And if it doesn't inspire you, doesn't resonate with you, that's even better. Well, I wouldn't say even better, but equally as good, because we only learn who we are through the experiences of who we are not. So, now that I've laid the foundation, I'm happy to invite you to 2 basic principles that have led me to this point in my life, and I think that they're little gems that'll get us both started to see what you're going to get here, and also a little bit about how I function in my daily life. Just slightly to fit my handy dandy whiteboard here. So, one question that came up for me recently in exploring how I was even going to start to express myself more was the thought of, what is it that it takes to either find your niche, or why have people become successful on YouTube, influencers, all of those things? And the first thing that clicked for me is this point right here. Just like in Kung Fu Panda, there is no secret ingredient. Probably like, what does that even mean? That means that the secret ingredient is you. You know, when he opens that dragon scroll in Kung Fu Panda, sorry if you haven't seen this, or at this time it's been out for a while, so spoiler alert. But they open the dragon scroll and the secret ingredient is, there is no secret ingredient. Just like the noodle soup. At first, when I saw that, I got the concept, but I never thought that that would apply to me. And then it finally hit me. That's exactly it. It's just you. So, in order to be able to share with the world yourself, that takes a lot of confidence and a lot of knowledge to know that no matter what happens, in the end, it doesn't matter. Not in a cynical way, but in a positive light, as if we're all just creating what works for us best, or what sings to our personal stories, and we are able to then share that, that's a beautiful thing. And if it doesn't happen the way that you think it should, that's the beauty in it. So, if you free yourself from the idea that it has to go a certain way, or that there has to be a certain result, there's something very liberating about that. And also, there is no secret ingredient. So be you. Why not? What do you have to lose? Okay, so the second point that I have here written on my whiteboard is, there is no such thing as failure. This one's a hard one, because we've all been taught that if you didn't do it the right way, then you failed. How many times has it been that, well, even in school, if you didn't show your work properly or do it the right way according to how somebody else wanted you to complete it, let's say a math problem, for example, then you failed, or you didn't get credit for it. Well, what would you do if that actually was true? What would you do if you knew that there was no such thing as failure? Let's start there. For me, I would do this. I would start a YouTube. I would take every opportunity that came my way, because I know that no matter what way it turns out, it's just a part of the journey. And that's the beautiful thing about life, is it's all just a journey. It is a creative process. And once we understand or grasp the fact that it's not a situation where it's pass or fail, that it's all relative to what you are on the path to do for yourself, that's extremely liberating and puts a lot of power back to you to be able to express what you need to and what you need to learn in this life, or rather should say, remember in this life. Because again, you already know who you are. The experience of living just gives you the opportunity to test that, to show that, and to move through that. So With there being no such thing as failure, what would you do now that you understand that? I mean, being transparent about my own life, the end of 2020 into this year, I have made some decisions that would be outrageous if I let my brain be the one who actually made that decision. I'm listening to that voice inside that says, go for it, when everybody else says you'd be crazy to do so. What does it matter what other people think of you? If you are happy with you, then that's all that matters. So these are my 2 things that I invite you to start integrating into your thinking, into what you do or don't know about yourself already, is the fact that there is no secret ingredient. You are the secret ingredient. And 2, there is no such thing as failure. I know this video has been a little redundant, but I really wanted to get this introduction going for you all to see who I am, what we're going to be doing here, and to learn a little bit about where I'm coming from, and also the fact that I invite you into my journey. I have almost zero idea of what I'm doing right now, and I'm on a huge learning curve, and I find that very exciting. And now that I've got that first part of the video all done, I feel a lot better, because this has been gnawing at me for a while. And I even went out of my way to go a vast distance to be somewhere where I felt super comfortable, and by that I mean barefoot in the dirt and, you know, hiking, because I love to get outside. And I still couldn't come up with the words. The reason that I couldn't come up with them is I was coming from a place that wasn't grounded in who I am, and I couldn't be genuine. So every time you see me here, there's probably been a lot of anxious either pacing or meditating, trying to get the gall to finally express myself to you. And in that, there's something very freeing. So with that all being said, thank you for making it this far in my first YouTube video. If you like what you saw, please subscribe. Gotta do all that fun stuff. And if you feel that someone could benefit from tuning in, please share the content. If you made it this far, drop your favorite flower emoji. Let's do that. And if you have suggestions about things you want to know or things you want to explore for concepts about life, drop them in the comments below too. Thanks so much for your time. All right, bye.